What's going on, y'all?
All these marches going on and everything, Martin Luther King and this type of thing going on in society, and then here we are trying to integrate a bunch of hardcore prisoners.
Um,
By the spring of 1972, the authorities were struggling to cope.
Monique was wrong.
Outbreaks of inmate violence were straining the prison's resources to breaking point.
Anybody knows that if you got 100 men or better,
Monique was wrong.
and you're lucky if you got one officer to put in there.
There was nothing right about that 10-minute rant that she went on stage and did. There was nothing that could ever justify that shit. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news. And I've seen her feminist posts that she had um, on Twitter or whatever the case may be. But Monique was 100% in the wrong. Here's why. Let's be clear about something. Your problem was never with DL Hughley. I'm going to explain to y'all what happened with this promoter. All right? What happened with this promoter? Okay? This promoter had the opportunity to do a show with Monique. Monique said, all right, boom. I will do the show, but as long as I am, and this is just speculation, this just seems to make sense to me. I will do the show as long as I am the closer and highest paid person on the bill. They agree, they sign a contract, whatever the case may be. DL Hughley, he probably was trying to get them both and really putting his eggs basically as a backup plan. Well, if Monique don't do it, maybe DL will come through. If DL don't do it, maybe Monique will come through. Now, the problem is that both of them ended up wanting to do it. Okay? Now, DL, obviously they both are comedians. They both feel like they should be the closer. All right? So they had a separate discussion. All right? So the greed of the promoter had them both sign contracts that said they both would be the closing highest paid act. Okay? And we'll figure out the rest later. Let's just get them both locked into contract. Okay? Later on, the knowledge was dropped probably the night of that DL was going to be DL having the bigger name because he is consistent. He's on the radio every day. He does all these different interviews and all of these things in the media or whatever the case may be. You've seen him on CNN. You've seen him on Vlad TV. You've seen him on a lot of different stuff. DL is kind of popping right now. He's more popping than more consistently popping than Monique. Generally, the last 3-4 years, the only time we've really heard from Monique is when there's some type of drama that has arisen or whatever the case may be, or discussing her drama or whatever the case may be. Steve Harvey is not there. He has nothing to do with the conversation. Lee Daniels is not there. He has nothing to do with the conversation. Tyler Perry is not there. He has nothing to do with the conversation. Oprah Winfrey is not there. They have nothing to do with the conversation. They didn't promote this, but this is what feminist women do. They attack everybody as if everybody is at fault. These are all separate situations, all right? Now, what would it do for you to sit on stage for 10 minutes and talk about a nameless, faceless promoter who shitted the both of you? Nothing. So what you're going to do is you're going to attack the person who's coming up on stage after you. By the way, he's a man. Him coming out on stage and defending himself on stage against a woman would be viewed as an attack that's unnecessary. So he is defenseless against anything that you say about him or his family. Right after you make a reference to his wife, you say, "We are entertainers. It is below the belt to go and hit and talk about the family." But you had already done that. All right, you've already talked about his wife. You made a reference to his wife already. Okay? With all due respect, D.L. Hughley did nothing wrong to you for you to call him bitches three separate times. He did nothing wrong to you for you to. He did exactly the same thing you did. You wanted to be the headliner of the show and be paid the most money. He wanted to be the headliner of the show. What happened? Where the problem came in is the promoter. But you're not going to get any clickbait for talking about the promoter. No, that's not what you're going to do. You're not going to talk about the promoter and get some clickbait. So what you're going to do is you're going to talk about the person that was chosen to be a headliner. And this is what happens with black people and how we attack each other. And sorry, let me rephrase that. Feminist black women are out of control. There was nothing that man could come out on stage and say. I just saw someone who was at the show. They did a video or whatever. I just watched it, and she said that D.L. Hughley was shook. No, he wasn't shook, and that intimidation, scary shit, y'all need to get it out of your mind. He's probably mad and upset, but there's nothing he can do. It's just like if a woman hits a man, we know goddamn well we can beat her ass, but we can't beat her ass if she hits me for no fucking reason, because she feels like she can hit me. And a lot of y'all hide behind that. So that's exactly what she was doing. I am going to attack a man who's coming up on stage, and then he can't even come out here and sit back and, like he said, set this fire and watch it burn. Because it ain't nothing he can do. He can't come out here. If he comes out here and tries to defend himself against that, now he's out there getting booed, because now it's looked at, you're going to completely forget everything that she said an hour ago about him, and now he's looking like he's just attacking a woman. It's taking advantage of the situation. It's taking advantage of society's views. It's taking advantage in order to, like, now you're all in the news. You're all over the internet. You're all over the internet. Getting clicks and all of this stuff. Probably your next show is probably sold out, whatever the case may be. And that's great for you. But look at how you left this man who didn't do anything different than what you did. And y'all just happen to be in the same profession. And what is this shit about bringing up the fact that somebody's been in your fucking house? So what? So the fuck what? And then this had nothing to do with feminism. And I know people, like I said, people would like to take this shit and say, "Oh, it's it's misogyny, and they picked him because he's a man." D.L. Hughley, compared to Monique, is popping right now. Like I said, he has a successful radio show that's syndicated all over the United States right now. He's on the radio every single day. Not even Monday through Friday. They play tapes of his shit on Saturday and Sundays, y'all. D.L. Hughley is all over the internet doing interviews and shit. He's interesting right now. He's consistent right now. He's consistently working. He's doing shows and all kinds of stuff in between doing radio shows, y'all. And that's just what it is. It has nothing to do with whether he's a man or a woman. If she was popping like that, then there would have been a real big discussion. But if I could get a bigger name to come in, and this is just a part of business, I will take you possibly suing me if I'm going to make $1 million more because this person comes in and I'm paying you 50 G's and I'm going to make what I was going to make plus $1.5 million more. And punitive damages is all you're going to get, which is 3 times as much as the damages, which you're still going to get paid the 50 G's, but then he's just going to have to add $100,000 on it, and I've made $1.5 million. I take that chance. That's business. I take that chance. And I really take that chance if you decide not to show up. Now I can sue you for breach of contract. That's business. But to jump up there and he's not promoting the show. He didn't put the show together. He didn't sign a contract with you to jump up there and attack this man. Not only attack this man, but attack his family and say that the reason why people hate you is because you got this dude. Nobody cares. Once again, nobody cares. You're doing your own thing. But I'm gonna tell y'all what's really going on with with Monique. What's really going on with Monique is when Monique was on the Parkers, when she was on Kings of Comedy, when she was doing her thing, and when she was at her absolute best, even when she was on Precious, Monique was the cute fat girl. That was her shtick. And I'm not calling her fat to down her or body shame her, but that was her shtick. All she did was make jokes about skinny girls. All she did was call y'all skinny bitches, all the skinny girls, skinny bitches, and this, that, and the third. But that was her whole gimmick, is to be the fat, cute girl. That's funny. That was her gimmick. And then she got with this dude, and she started to lose weight. And some of the weight that she dropped was her gimmick. So now she doesn't know whether she's coming or going. All right? And she want people to still accept her as the funny, cute, fat girl. Even when she started losing weight, she still did skinny bitch jokes. Even though she was trying to be a skinny bitch. And I'm only using the word bitch because that's what she would say. That's what she said. Like, if you go back and watch Kings of Comedy, that's what she referred to skinny women as. So she lost her gimmick by losing the weight. So now she can't find herself. And that's what it boils down to. She's become a complete, it's like DL said. And you have to question this. Is it everybody else? Everybody else is saying that you're unbearable and can't work with you. And then you go out and you publicly do this. You publicly eviscerate this man who doesn't have a contract with you. And your only problem, your only issue, and you got this man posting on Instagram. You tell him to post something, and then when he posts it and he shows you what his contract says, then you want to discount it and say, oh no, that wasn't right and that was fraudulent or whatever the case may be. What the fuck, what was the point in asking him to post it if whatever you saw was going to be fraudulent? No, it wasn't fraudulent. Dude pulled one over on you. He did that. That's who you should be going after. Not your black brother who just did the same thing as you. This shit gotta stop. Y'all literally, y'all don't understand the fact that this man was really defenseless. There's nothing he can come on stage and say to rebuttal. If it's a man, he could say whatever. If it's a man versus man. But because this is a woman who turned the situation around into a positive for herself, because she was going on first and decided to go on stage and utilize her first 10 minutes to eviscerate the man who's getting ready to come out on stage. I just did a video earlier talking about how feminism is really similar to white supremacy. Just posted it earlier. And how you will turn on your own. Literally just posted it just a few hours ago. I'm wrong? I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. Just listen to her. She's talking about his family. She's cutting below the belt. She's hitting below the belt. She basically called him gay, called him a bitch, called him gay, did everything under the sun to this man who just only did the same thing you said. I want to go on last. I want to be the highest paid. It's the promoter, but you said one sentence about the promoter. We gonna dance, nigga. That's what you said. But then you proceed to not talk about him at all. Because there's a bigger name. The same reason that the promoter decided to put DL on last was the same reason that you chose to go at DL over the promoter. There was a bigger fish for you to attack. And he couldn't do nothing in return. There was nothing in the world that he can do back. He could not say anything back to you that would make sense. That shit is not cool. Show off.